Really, really, like, try and define them. What the fuck? What is a white person? Where are they from? So you say Europe. Okay, where in Europe? Europe contains like 40 countries. Which part of Europe? Eastern Europe, Western Europe, Northern Europe? What about Russians? Are they white? I mean, they classify visually, right? What about Australians? Australians didn't even participate in the Atlantic slave trade. So, like, you can't hate an Australian. They've never been in any wars with us. They're just, like, kind of in their little island. But if a person who dislikes white people in general and thinks that they're oppressive sees an Australian person, they'd condemn them. You know what I mean? What the fuck? What are white people? Like, what are black people? African Americans. Okay, what about Dominicans? What about Latinos? You ever heard somebody who's like not black say the N-word in real life? Like, not as like a hard R, more of like a, you know, a cordial, friendly type dealio. And then there's some discussions. This will happen in like middle school, elementary school, maybe very rarely college and beyond. But it's like, you know, there's a discussion of if they're allowed to say it because they're not black. Or maybe they are, maybe they're half black. What about a 50% black person? How your dad's black but your mom's white. Can you say the N-word? Even the fact that this is a topic of discussion is crazy, because white, and it means that white and black are so loosely defined that we can't make these distinctions without like grave difficulty. What are they there for? White and black. Let me ask you that. That's a question I want you to answer. Why did the term white come into existence? Do you think it's to describe people who look a certain way? Really? I have a crazy theory. Insane theory. I think that they were intentionally injected into our speech to separate us. I understand this theory is a little nuts, but I'm going to give my arguments for my fucking conspiracy here, and then you can form your own opinion. So, argument number one is my main point, is that these terms haven't been around since the beginning of time in language. Now, obviously, a lot of things haven't been around since the beginning of time in language, but my point is, like, they're within the last maybe 50 to 100 years, because before, blacks were just called Negroes. Like, Negroes were slaves that were brought over, so you wouldn't call a Dominican person black in, like, you know, 1914. I don't believe so, at least. You feel free to fact check me, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. And I'm thinking, like, why the fuck, now that we've established, right, that you can't really define what a white person is, you can't do that. It's hard. It's really, really hard to do. So when they talk about white people did this, black people do that, who the fuck are they talking about? You know what I mean? They is like in the mainstream media, the news, whatever, social media, the very vocal minority. Who are they fucking speaking about? Like, who is it? Who are they talking about? Are they talking about Nigerians? Are they talking about Americans that are of a darker skin tone? Does this include Mexicans? Are Asians not even in the conversation? Black voters? Who are black voters? Who are white voters? Do these include Russian-born immigrants? Wait, that's not even a term. Russian-born, is that right? Russian-born immigrants? No, because you wouldn't be an immigrant if you're Russian-born immigrants that were that got their citizenships. Do they count as white Americans? Who are these people? There's only two. There's white and black, and then that's it. There's no yellow because it's racist. There's no brown. There's two sides. It's 50-50. That's it. You get to pick one, and you're fucked after that. You'll see how silly it sounds when, like, you'll talk to a light-skinned person, and they'll be like, no, I'm definitely black, like 100%. Zero chance they're white. It's like, well, no, you're 50% European, 50% Nigerian. You're just European and Nigerian. You're not You're not one or the other, because affirming one discounts the other. You can't just you can't just ignore your mother's bloodline if she's from Europe and your father's from Nigeria. Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, maybe I'm just going off on a tangent because I figured out my blood is from Nigeria like a week ago. And I haven't filmed a video in a pretty long time. I think it's been like, in my time, like, it's been like 7 days since I've filmed a video. But I think they should be coming out in 2-day increments now. But what I've kind of wanted to do, and I think I said this in Forgiveness is Hard, is kind of talk. I've been talking for 5 minutes. Is kind of talk for like longer periods of time and spread my ideas out a little bit more and have them be a little thicker and more condensed, which I feel is a little healthier than, pumping a video out every day that's, average, mediocre at best. I don't know if they're white people aren't real. It's like not a thing. Let me ask you to do a thought experiment with me, and you can see how this affects you. Is it better or worse to believe in white people, to believe in black people, to believe in one or the other? Better or worse to either believe in them or not believe? I'm Nigerian. I know that now. I just figured that out. Maybe somebody's European. Maybe somebody else is Russian. Maybe somebody else is Italian. Like, and the thing is crazy. I wasn't even inclined to figure out my heritage. Like, I just didn't fucking care. And is that my fault? For not wanting to? Or is it just because I'm not incentivized to figure out where I'm from? I don't know. Now, your subconscious is not just capable, it is a fucking sponge. So things around you will just psh. So I think, like, with just what I've been consuming has been black or white kind of content, and I've just thought I was black my whole life. Didn't care where I was from. Which I'm just now realizing is fucking insane. Like, I'm this old and I just didn't care. I just didn't give a fuck. And I asked my sister, I was like, dude, where are we from? Because I knew she did like a 23andMe. And I was just curious, where am I from? And then I thought about it, I was like, fuck, like, that's awesome. I'm Nigerian. So I'm Nigerian. I just don't like the terms black and white. They're so non-inclusive. Exclusive, I guess, is the right word. They're exclusive. Specifically, like, they're specifically exclusive words. As opposed to, like, the nationalist term European. You know what I mean? I'm definitely going to start... I'm definitely kind of proud of that. Like, that's pretty fucking cool. Like, my history. Brought over from another country. Bloodline survived, tooth and nail, I'm here. And it's like, dude, my ancestors did so much. Random thought I had, like, in the past. Random thought. Totally going off on a tangent. It has nothing to do with the title of the video at all. But, like, I think part of the reason, like, that I want so much for myself is because I understand the fact that at a certain point in time, somebody in my bloodline, probably the paternal bloodline, like, fought a fucking tiger in the woods and won. And nobody saw. Like, over thousands of generations, for sure. Fucking fucked up like a mountain lion. And not a single person was there. And so they had to go back to the village and explain it through their shitty, Neanderthal talk. And nobody could understand what they were saying or believed him. All for me. Like, that happened probably a couple times. Boom, 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 slavery. Yada, yada, slavery. Yada, yada, I'm here. For me to be a bitch, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why pride for, your national blood is kind of diminished, at least in America. Do you know how proud, like, Mexicans, do you know how proud Puerto Ricans are to be from Puerto Rico? You will never find a Puerto Rican in your life that owns zero Puerto Rican propaganda. Like, the flag and the flag. Something with the flag on it. A bracelet, the thing in the car. They fucking love it. We don't have that here. We just don't. Even Russians are proud to be from Russia. That's a generalization when I say we. Maybe I don't have any American shit, but I feel like the average person just doesn't have American shit. At least in this generation. Like, I guess I'm generation... What fucking generation am I? Whatever, 1995 to like 2010. I was born between there. So I guess I'm whatever generation that is, and those people are not nationalistic at all, I can tell you that. Not really. You're a strange person if you say you love the United States. But it's given me this. I mean, it has, whether I like it or not. It did. This is a result of where I live. It has to be, like, naturally. And if somebody's unlucky, then they got fucked by the system, you know. There's no way using those terms better anything. Now, obviously, I cuss a fuckload. Sometimes I say the N-word casually with the boys. And I understand that my speech isn't perfect, but I don't know. It's just these two words are irking me. Maybe not so much black, but white. It's just something about it. It's so hard to explain in words. I don't know what I'm even saying. It's just so fucking weird that you can generalize the looks of a person that could be from damn near anywhere. Canada, some parts of Cuba, Greece, Venezuela. Some Venezuelans look white damn near. Colombia. They could be from Russia. These white people could be from Greenland, fucking Scotland. Like, if you're black, there's a very high chance, higher than not, that you're some sort of African. It's a little centralized, you know? But white is just the whole fucking globe, man. So strange. Two sides. You get to pick one. There's nothing else. There's two fucking sides. That's just all it's all we hear. Is black and white. Black voters, white voters, black families, black households. This, that, the third. White households, white families. Blah, blah, blah. And it's funny because although they say black, I've said black probably 150 fucking times. It's funny because although they say black in this propaganda, you still think that you still subconsciously think that if you're white, this doesn't apply to you. So you automatically put yourself in that category of whiteness. Does that make sense? So if you see an ad for Joe Biden and he says, "Yeah, we're stepping up funding for poor black households," that automatically disqualifies poor white households, like automatically. You know what I mean? Because you're not a poor black household, so you must be the other 50%, at least in their head, regardless of if that's the case or not. It's just this animosity is drawn, even by support. Is that making sense? Like I have a classroom. I'm a teacher. I use this kid example a lot. It's a little weird. Oh, fuck. This is coming out super strange. Anyways, I'm a teacher in a classroom, and there's 20 kids. 10 have blonde hair. 10 have fucking blue hair. And I go, all the kids with blue hair get to go home early. Guess what? That means these other kids don't. And that's not an affirmative action argument. I'm just saying, what do you think the blonde-haired kids are thinking? They're thinking, fuck, it sucks not to be them. I mean, we're kids too, right? That didn't come out super well. That sounded like a counter-argument to affirmative action, but that wasn't my course there. It was kind of to show it was kind of to highlight not the individualism, like the implicit contrast between races. Okay, that's the video.